Here is a crazy simple hack to combat against inflation when you're investing your money. Well, if inflation isn't all the rage right now, everybody relax, because I'm gonna explain to you exactly how to get your buying power back when you invest your dollars. And this is incredibly important to understand. It's very simple to understand. So I want everybody to get out the old calculator, and we're gonna start learning how to change your investments every single year so that you can keep up with inflation. Now, one thing I want you to remember, that's 2 fingers, is inflation over the course of like the last 20 years, inflation was only averaging out at 2%. It's only been the last couple of years that inflation has really accelerated, and it's because of a lot of different things. We're not going to get into that today. But how do you keep up and beat inflation? That's a question that we will answer at the end of this video as well. So you want to invest your money as you start to build wealth. And as you invest your dollars, you want to make sure that your buying power is exactly the same. That way, once you get to retirement age, you have the same buying power without having to worry about, did my money get eaten away by inflation? So here's how you keep up with it. Step 1, every year, increase the amount that you're investing by the previous year or current year's inflation rate. What the heck do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I want you to increase the amount by the actual inflation rate. So if you invest $100 into a brokerage account, for example, and the inflation rate is at 9%, the next year, I want you to invest $109 because 9% of $100 is $109. This way, you keep the same exact buying power. Now, this is why, but Andrew, most people can't afford that. Let me explain to you, this really is not that much money. So for example, if you invest $1,000 every single month and the inflation rate is 2%, that would be $20 the next year. Or if we want to put it in a daily amount, that would be 66 cents. If you can't increase your investment amount by 66 cents, then we have an income problem. We need to increase our income over time. Now, I know times are tough, things are tight, but you gotta be able to do this so that you can increase your buying power over time. So let's say, for example, you do that $109. Let's stick to our $100 a month example. And now you're at $109. Well, once you hit $109, and let's say that the next year, inflation is at 7%. So you're gonna take 109 times 0.07, and what do we get? $7.63. So you're gonna take 109 plus $7.63, and you're gonna get $116.63. So in year 2, you're gonna invest $116.63. This is how you keep up with inflation. This is how you keep your buying power over time. And it's an incredibly powerful strategy so that you can actually build generational wealth over time and not have to worry about inflation eating into your money. Or you don't have to subtract inflation by your investment returns either. Now, how do you beat inflation? To beat inflation, you do not want to keep your money in cash. The only time you want to keep money in cash is for an emergency fund or short-term savings goals, meaning savings goals that are 5 years or less. So you could think of things like your emergency fund, saving for a down payment on a house, saving up for that car that you're going to ghost ride the whip down the street. All of these things will be your short-term savings goals. Now, for your long-term savings, you want to be putting that into investments, and investments are extremely powerful because investments historically beat inflation. So you could put them into things like an S&P 500 index fund or dividend stocks or real estate. All of these are fantastic options so that you can beat inflation. In addition, when inflationary times are high and you have some cash that you're going to keep for the next couple of years, you can also put them in something called I-bonds. And what I-bonds do is they factor in a specific rate in addition to the inflation rate, and they raise over time. So typically I-bonds can beat the inflation rate. But you have to own I-bonds for a year, so you don't want to put something like your emergency fund. So these are just a couple of tips so that you can beat inflation. I want every single person who wants to build wealth to learn how to beat inflation because this is something that we are incredibly passionate about. If you think somebody can benefit from this or somebody keeps talking your ear off at work about inflation at the water cooler, I know you have that guy at your water cooler. Well, then send them this video because this is how you beat inflation. This is how you shut the guy up or girl up at the water cooler. And this is how, over time, you can build that generational wealth that we all talk about. Share this video with your friends, share it with your family, everybody else. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well, and make a bunch of friends in the comments. How about we have some nice comments? Let's make some friends in the comments. How about everybody high fives in the comments and we give each other fist bumps and we support each other instead of yelling at each other all the time? How about we do that? Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll see y'all on the next video.